So you're thinking of moving to Fort Worth, Texas. In this video, we're going to show you around the city of Fort Worth, the city where the West begins. Right now, we're in the famous Fort Worth Stockyards. More about that in a minute. After we tour you around Fort Worth, we'll take you to some different neighborhoods and show you some different houses at different price points so you can get a feel for what might work for your budget. Right now, I'm going to take you quickly down Mule Alley. This is the 108-year-old original horse and mule barns that's been newly renovated, and it has a collection of restaurants, shops, and the Hotel Drover, which is a Marriott resort. Let's go. Here we are on Mule Alley. Horse-drawn carriages, buggy rides, fire trucks, you got it all. Fort Worth has another nickname, Panther City. If you stick around with us in this video until the end, I'll take you to a small corner of downtown that will help reveal the story behind that nickname. So let's get started. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living in Fort Worth, Texas, then subscribe below and hit the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Fort Worth, Texas. My name is Wendy Mema with Relocating to Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm also a local realtor. We get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help for how to make their move to Fort Worth, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 6 days or 60 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All the contact information is below, so we can help you make a smooth move to Fort Worth. As I mentioned, we are in Fort Worth at the famous Stockyards, National Historic District. Once home to cowboys, cattlemen, and outlaws, including Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Today, the Stockyards is one of the most popular attractions in Texas. Visitors come from all over the world to the Stockyards to get a feel for the true American West. Right now, I'm standing in front of the Cowtown Coliseum. Built in 1908, it was the world's first indoor rodeo, and they still have championship rodeo every Friday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. The Stockyards have so much to offer for all visitors. We have the Fort Worth Herd, the world's only twice daily cattle drive. Right now I'm here. I came down early because I came the other day to do a video and I forgot how packed the place was, and there were people everywhere. Not overpacked, but it was pretty full. I used to bring my kids down here and I kind of forgot how busy the place could be. So I came down early. Now all I have to contend with are delivery drivers and maintenance crews. But I wanted to give you a show about what we have here at the Stockyards. The cattle drives are led by real Texas cowhands called drovers. They drive a herd of Texas Longhorns down East Exchange Avenue. Every detail of that cattle drive is extremely authentic, from their chaps to their hats. And here we are standing in front of Mule Avenue, which I took you down earlier. So now let's just keep walking down the street a little and see what we can find. So a little bit of history as we walk. After the Civil War, Texas was almost overrun by cattle who'd been just kind of left on their own. There were millions of cattle running wild. They were only worth about less than $2 a head, but up in Abilene, Kansas, people were willing to pay $15 to $25 a head. So there sparked the beginning of the long Texas cattle drives. From 1867 to 1871, more than 10 million cattle were driven up the Chisholm Trail and the Western Trail from Fort Worth to Abilene, Kansas. Back over my shoulder, just one block, you can find Billy Bob's, which is the world's largest honky-tonk. You can go there for great country music concerts, and you can two-step the night away. Here we are in Billy Bob's, where they have some of the best live country music acts. This building has been around since 1910. You can dance, in the night, in the evenings. And they have back here a stuffed bull. You can bring the family and you can get your pictures taken on that. Pretty cool place. It's been used in Pure Country, in the movie Pure Country with George Strait. They filmed some scenes here. We're about to walk up on the Livestock Exchange building, which was built in 1912. It was the office for cattle auctions and cattle trades. That's still done remotely at this point as well. This was called the Wall Street of the West because so much activity happened here. It also houses the Stockyard Museum, so if you want to go learn a little more history, you can go in there and see that. I'll stop here, and in a minute I'll take you down to the Stockyard Station, and that has shops where you can buy authentic boots, hats, souvenirs, and Western apparel. And you can eat at Risky's Barbecue. The Stockyard also features steakhouses and any other kind of restaurant you're interested in that's kind of along the Western theme. We were on the other side of the street a minute ago, so we didn't get a look at the shops, but here's just a quick look at the type of stores that are here if you just want to come venture down and do some shopping. At this spot, they usually bring out a longhorn, and you can pay $5 and get your picture taken on top of a live longhorn. Here's where they park the carriages, covered wagons, and stagecoaches, so you can get a ride on that, and that's really a lot of fun as well. There's also pony rides for the kids back up here by the Livestock Exchange building. All right, behind me, you'll see right now I'm standing in the middle of the street because I'm here early, but 11:30 and 4 o'clock, this street is filled with longhorns and Texas cowboys. The streets are full of people, everyone enjoying that cattle drive. All right, so we just finished seeing the Fort Worth herd. It's the world's only twice daily cattle drive in any city. So it's a pretty fun thing to do. It doesn't last very long, but it's still fun for people that aren't used to the area and aren't used to our longhorns to just see how big these animals are. All right, here we are in the Fort Worth Stockyard Station where they have all kinds of shopping. And the good news is it's all shaded. And then you can end your day with lunch or dinner at Risky's Barbecue. There's a little more from this side. It's awesome. You can see the train tracks running through the middle. This is a really good kid zone. Here we have a place where the kids can ride the mechanical bull. It's not too rough. They'll have a really good time. Next to that, we have the Cowtown Cattle Pen Maze. It's a 5,400 square foot wooden maze with a second-story observation deck. It was featured in Amazing Race, the finale for season 5, so that's a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to go up here onto the second floor overlook on the Cowtown Maze so you can get an idea of what that's really like. All right, so here's the maze. It's quite challenging, actually. And over in the back, over here, you can see where they house the Fort Worth herd. The longhorns are out there just before showtime, and that's where I was just a minute ago. Then, as we look back this direction, this is where the mechanical bull is. You can also go down to the petting zoo that you'll see in a minute. And you can take trail rides. You can sign up to ride a horse and go on an authentic trail ride down here. So this is a great way to entertain family when they come to visit. Bring them to the stockyards. It's even fun to entertain your own family. All right, let's get started. We'll take you around some points in downtown Fort Worth. And then after that, we're going to go on some neighborhood tours. All right, let's get going. All right, here we are in Sundance Square, which is named after the legendary outlaw Sundance Kid with the Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid gang. We are at the center point of the district, which is Sundance Plaza. It has around it many restaurants, shops, boutiques. It has this fountain behind that you can see the kids running in. The water goes up and down to different heights. I remember taking my kids to that fountain, and it was a lot of fun. One thing to know is that all the kids need to wear t-shirts, so I didn't know that. So we got to visit a shop around here where we could buy some t-shirts for them. There's, as I said, seating areas and a stage for live music. This is just a good gathering spot for locals and visitors alike. It hosts numerous events throughout the year, the most notable being the Main Street Fort Worth Arts Festival and the Sundance Square Christmas tree lighting. Also behind me you can see this cowboy hat, big silver cowboy hat that adds to the ambiance here. And then a couple blocks beyond that you can see our courthouse, which was completed in 1895 of Texas pink granite. And I'm going to take you to one more location here on Sundance Square, which takes up an entire city block. So let's go on over there. All right, here we are at Bass Performance Hall. It is a world-renowned performing arts venue here in Fort Worth. From the outside, it's most recognizable by the two 48-foot tall angels that are sculpted out of Texas limestone. The angels have become a preeminent cultural icon here in North Texas. Inside, it has superb acoustics and exceptional sight lines. Bass Hall was built entirely with private funds. It is the permanent home to the Fort Worth Symphony, the Texas Ballet Theater, the Fort Worth Opera, and the Van Cliburn International Piano Competition and Cliburn Contest. And the Performing Arts of Fort Worth presents national Broadway tours under the banner of Broadway at the Bass. It is a 2,042-seat multi-purpose auditorium, and it has characteristics of European opera houses. Now we're about to go on a tour of some different neighborhoods and different price points so you can see what's going to fit your budget. And I'm going to talk in those neighborhoods about the proximity of the neighborhoods to the cultural district, which is a little to the west of here. So I thought I'd give you a quick rundown of what is in the cultural district. It's a very vibrant hub for arts and entertainment. We have the Kimball Art Museum, which has works of arts from antiquity, from Europe, Asia, and Africa, and they have traveling exhibits. We have the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, which has modern art. Then we have the Amon Carter Museum of American Art, which the greatest part of their collections is from the 1820s to the 1940s. We also have the National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame. We have Casa Manana Children's Theater, Will Rogers Coliseum, and Dickies Arena, and that's where we have the stock show and rodeo each January and February. And we also have the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History with its Omni Theater. Let's go ahead and get started on our neighborhood tours. All right, here we are in our first neighborhood on your tour of neighborhoods in Fort Worth. This house behind me is listed at $370,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 living area, 1 dining area house. It's just under 2,400 square feet. It was built in 2005, and it's listed at $155 per square foot. And we're on the south side of Fort Worth, and the good thing about that is in the south side you can get more house for your money, but we're also close to Chisholm Trail Parkway, so you can easily get up to downtown in about 10 or 15 minutes, so that's excellent. You can get to the cultural district, which has lots of museums, lots of restaurants, all kinds of entertainment. It's got the Will Rogers Coliseum, and that's where they have the annual stock show and rodeo. There's also Dickies Arena up there, all kinds of museums to entertain the kids with. They have Casa Manana up there, which is a children's theater, and there's even some famous actors and actresses who've gotten their start there at Casa Manana. One of those is the actor who plays Little James in The Chosen. If you've ever watched The Chosen, we're huge Chosen fans. It's also very close to the Trinity Trails, so you can get easily outside and enjoying nature here. One thing I love about this neighborhood is that they have some really mature trees. This neighborhood was started between 2000 and about 2007 or 8, and so these trees have gotten about 20 years of growth on them, so they're very beautiful shade trees. Also, if we just go down the street, which we'll drive down there in a minute, you might be able to see that brick wall down there. They have a community swimming pool, so that's something that Texans use a lot in the summertime. So let's go and drive around the neighborhood, and you can get a feel for what it's like out here. Here we are on our second neighborhood in your tour of Fort Worth. This house is listed on the market for $459,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, just under 1,600 square feet. It was built in 1935 and is listed at $288 per square foot. One thing about this neighborhood is because it is so old, it has these beautiful grand trees. This is a magnolia tree, and it's got this amazing lavender bush as well. This is a brick craftsman home with wood floors, updated kitchen, a large backyard with storage shed and covered patio. And we can go over this way and we can see some of the neighboring houses as well on this small block. Most of the homes in this neighborhood were built between the late 1920s and the 1940s. The architectural style is mostly bungalows and Tudors. This has a mix of quiet suburbia, but also urban convenience. We're just off of I-30, which kind of runs through the heart of Fort Worth. Takes you right downtown. This is very close to the cultural district, which we've mentioned has lots of museums. We also have the botanical gardens there, and botanical gardens are they're beautiful, and they're especially a lot of fun in the summer because they have a concert in the garden. You can buy tickets and go out there, spread a picnic blanket or bring your lawn chairs, and you can listen to a concert. Around the 4th of July, they do fireworks out there also a lot of times. We're also very close this direction, the north direction, to the shops on Camp Bowie, especially the bricks part of the shops on Camp Bowie, which are a lot of boutique shops and little eateries. This neighborhood has a lot of young families that are young professionals. It's got retirees. This neighborhood is very diversified. There are some houses that are here originally from the 1930s era. Some of those have been bought and renovated, so they're updated. And then some of those houses have been bought and then they've been knocked down and more modern houses have been built in their place. So it's really just a very diversified and interesting neighborhood. So let's take you on a drive and show you more around. This is our third neighborhood in our tour of Fort Worth. The houses in this neighborhood are mostly mid-size houses that are built in the 1950s. We're close to a local country club here, and there's lots of shopping and a lot of restaurants just a couple blocks away on Camp Bowie. We're a little further down Camp Bowie than we were a minute ago. There are a lot of great things you can do there. We again have easy access to downtown and the cultural district. Now this house that we see right here behind me, it's on the market listed for $700,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 dining and 2 living area house. It's just over 2,300 square feet. It was built in 1952 and it's being listed at 301 square feet. It's beautifully updated and has an open floor plan and lots of natural light. And they have restored the original oak hardwoods, so that's beautiful, and it has a detached garage. One thing that's wonderful about this neighborhood, since it does go all the way back to the 1950s, you can see just how beautiful these trees are. Large trees that just adorn the whole neighborhood. That's one of the best advantages to living out here, is the beauty of the trees that you'll have in your yard. So we'll go ahead and we'll take you on a tour, show you what the neighborhood looks like. All right, let's get started. Okay, here we are in our bonus fourth neighborhood. This is another alternative to some of the older neighborhoods. This is a new construction neighborhood. And even though we are in the south side of Fort Worth, once again, we're right off the Chisholm Trail. So it's an easy commute, about 15 minutes, back to downtown in the Cultural District and all of that entertainment. This neighborhood has some amazing amenities. They have a resort-style swimming pool. They have parks and nature trails. They have a clubhouse with full glass walls that can be opened up so you can feel the cool breeze. They have fire pits, and they even have movie nights and concerts here, so that will be a lot of fun. This house that we're about to walk up on right now is listed at $549,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 living and 2 dining room house. It's just over 2,300 square feet. It was built in 2019. It's listed at $235 per square foot, and it's really located very well in the community. You just keep walking up this street and turn left, and you'll be right at the amenity center, so that's pretty cool. All right, so now we're going to drive around and show you a little bit more about this neighborhood. As promised, here we are in downtown Fort Worth to explain to you the origin of the nickname Panther City. Here we have a fountain with a panther sleeping on top. So let's explain what that's all about. As legend has it, around 1875 there was a lawyer who used to live in Fort Worth who'd moved to Dallas, and he didn't really like Fort Worth, so he wanted to insult it. After attending a meeting in Fort Worth, he went back to Dallas and he reported to the local paper, the Dallas Herald, that Fort Worth was so sleepy and slow and economically depressed that he saw a panther sleeping in the street in the middle of the day. What was intended as an insult, the people of Fort Worth loved. They decided to embrace the panther as one of their symbols, as a symbol of hope and strength. You will see the panther on top of the city police badges, mentioned in stores, used as high school mascots, and it was even used as a mascot for a minor league baseball team we used to have. There's even a very unique entertainment venue called Panther Island with many musical stages, one of them in fact being Texas's only waterfront stage. People are out on their inner tubes, floating around the river, listening to music, and it's a really fun and different kind of experience, very unique. So whether you are moving in 6 days, 60 days, or 6 months, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All that contact information is down in the description. Also comment on what was your favorite part of this video. And until next time, well, we hope to show you around town.